What's going on YouTube? It's Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, we're gonna talk about should you buy a WRX in 2025. So I'm not just gonna limit it to my WRX, I'm gonna talk about all of them. The VB WRX, which came out in 2022. STI, there is none of them for this generation. As of yet in the United States, they got one in Japan with the CVT or the performance shifting transmission, but we didn't get one of those here in the States. And we got tariffs thrown on top of that if we were to get one. But should you buy one of these? So firstly, I want to talk about the competitors of the WRX. So if you're looking at a WRX, if you're not a Subaru fanboy, you're probably looking at the Elantra N's, the Civic SI's. If you got a little bit more money, you're probably looking at the Civic Type R, Golf R, Integra Type S. And Corolla, the GR Corolla, which would probably be the closest competitor as far as drivetrain goes. But should you buy a WRX? So why should you buy one in 2025 and why shouldn't you? I'm going to discuss that right now. Now, always forget the Mazda 3. That kind of goes up against these two if you're not dead set on the manual transmission, which you can get one of those in front wheel drive variant with the manual transmission, but the all-wheel drive version is automatic. So the WRX, this is the TR, this was the top trim or second below top trim, the hardcore performance trim of 2024. Now it's been replaced with the TS, so my car should be special, 1 year limited run, woohoo. So this car was about $41,000 sticker price. And used, my goodness, I'm hearing people buying these for like low 30s, mid to low 30s, and that is horrible for me. As much as I get in and out of cars, so the resale value, that first year depreciation, holy Jesus, woo, can't deal with that. But if you're looking to buy one, that should be a great opportunity for you. Getting one that wasn't, a stock one, if you will, or just one without all the options that one might want. So the price on these is very nice on the used market. I've seen them mid to low 20s. I haven't looked at a used one in quite some time, but I saw a base one for like $26,000 like 2 years ago. So now I think they're in like low 20s, low to mid 20s. And like the TR, you can get one of these for like $35K used. For trade-in, they're only going to give like $28,000 to $30,000. So they're not going to sell it for a whole lot more than that. Some dealerships will, but the pricing on these, I think above all the competition, it has the best price, making it the best value if this is the car that you do want. They're plentiful. You can get a bunch of colors. You can get them new. And if you buy them new, they're going to have a discount already on them. I got like $3,500 off this car with no negotiation. That was just instant discount. So the price has crept up over the years, and but they help keep that in check with slashing the prices. It's essentially the same prices it would have been when it came out. But for 2025, it's going to step up even more, and they got rid of the base model. So the premium trim is going to be your main floor now, and it's going to cost around $36,000, whereas opposed to the base model used to be $32,000, $33,000. But like I said, you search on the used market, phenomenal value, phenomenal deal. If aftermarket is your thing, the VB WRX cannot be matched in this class. It's got the most modifications, probably of one of any cars ever. The WRX is always going to have the modifications on it. So as you can see just from this angle, I got the wheels, I got different tires, carbon fiber spats. In the front, I got the splitter, steering wheel up in here, carbon fiber wing. Just so many different modifications. And that's because I didn't feel the car in stock form was attractive to my liking, but the aftermarket can clean all of that up. It's huge. Just everything that you want to modify on here, you can do so. And the performance on here, this is the bottom of the class when it comes to stock performance, 272 horsepower. I think everything pretty much beats it minus the Civic Si. But with that being said, it does, once you tune it, it really wakes it up because the base powertrain that they do have on here, they very gingerly, it's like the boost is so low. You can crank the boost up and have 400 horsepower. I'm not going to say reliably or anything like that. You can have 400 horsepower. Take that with a grain of salt if it's going to be reliable or not. You got 400 horsepower if that's what you want. So this powertrain should handle that. The clutch won't handle too much more than that, but if that's your cup of tea, then have at the mods. So some of you out there are going to want a comfortable daily driver. So let's talk about the refinement of the WRX. It is refined for a WRX, but it is not a refined car overall. It's going to get outclassed by all its rivals once again, minus the GR Corolla. This is nicer than the GR Corolla, but we do have some nice touches to it. The nice Recaro seats in there, got suede on the dash and other touch points in the car, so it does have some nice points to it, but as an overall package, it's not refined to my standards. Like I said, the class is going to beat it in that regard. The stock performance is going to be just adequate. I know a lot of you guys are power junk and love horsepower. It's going to lack in that point of view. The way that this is tuned, the horsepower feels just fine. I would like a little bit more, but it's perfect as is. Like, I don't have any complaints, even though I do think about tuning it from time to time. So it's not bad at all. What is bad, and I made a few videos about this, but I finally got it corrected. I said the aftermarket is great on this car. The shifting feel, I just had the base shifter, not the STI shifter, and it was so bad. It was horrible. One of the worst. It was worse than BMW shifters. I hated it. I fixed it in the aftermarket, got a brass bushing, I got a Cobb shift stop and the shift plate. So now my shifting is good. I can enjoy driving this car, rolling through the gears, and that's the great thing about this powertrain. The gearing is so short, you can actually enjoy rolling through the gears. 1 bang, 2 bang, 3 bang. Just banging the gears in here is actually enjoyable. It's not too much power to where you can't have fun on the streets without breaking limits. The short gearing is part of the charm of this car that I really do like. And it's very torquey, like a lot of torque on it, but it really comes alive. The RPMs come up like a diesel motor, so the power comes in at about 3,500 RPM and falls out about 5,000-ish RPM. And the red line is 6,000, so it's not exciting to rev out, but it revs up so fast, and that power band is fun to be in. And when you shift gears, you're right back into it again, so that's exhilarating to me. How does the WRX drive? In the TR version, I can't remember what a normal different trim WRX drives like, but I know the TR, it has a different suspension from the rest. Even the TS, that one has adaptive suspension. This one does not. It is a more hardcore. From what I remember, I know the Topher said it feels better than the regular WRX, but now that I'm living with it, it's very firm, very, very firm. Borderline jarring, but that's just this. I can't remember what the WRX, the base premium limited, I can't remember what those are like, so I'm sorry. Is it okay for daily driving? Yes. Will it beat you up? You see these potholes and craters in this parking lot, so that's what I got to drive on, and it gets old sometimes. It'll beat you up, but if you drive where they actually maintain the roads, actually they're maintaining the road behind me now, so it'll be smooth. It'll be just fine. So Subaru has a huge community, very helpful. Many people that know what they're talking about, what they're dealing with. Many people that have modified their cars. Tastefully, untastefully, so many things that you can do. But that leaves us with resources that we can go to for information. Facebook groups, I'm not a huge fan of the Facebook groups. It's a lot of helpful people, but the bad apples kind of ruin it. But that's in any car group. For the most part, Subaru has an amazing community. But those people on Facebook, when people have a question, they just respond with stupid replies or just unhelpful or mean for no reason for people that are genuinely curious about the vehicle and what it can do. Just questions that they don't know. So yeah, it's not just Facebook in general, keyboard warriors and whatnot. But anywho, should you buy one of these in 2025? I'm going to say hands down a yes, especially if you buy one used. Oh my God, it's such a great value. Even if you can find a leftover base 24 model, they're willing and dealing these. You can get a couple grand off easily with no hesitation if it's a good dealership. But it's easy to negotiate that down, and they're readily available. Any color, any trim, they're all there. You can even order. A couple months it'll be there. I ordered a 2022 in solar orange. Didn't take delivery of it, oops. But yeah, that car, the reason I didn't take delivery of it, got to sidetrack real quick, because the dealership was going to mark up. A few of the dealerships are going to mark up, or they didn't have allocations, which they thought they did. But the markup ruined the whole experience for me. Because I'm personally not a huge Subaru fan. I just have the car. I met some people in the Subaru community that I do like, but Subaru as a brand, I'm neutral on them. Don't love them, don't hate them. They just supply something that I bought. But absolutely, you should buy one of these. The dealerships, from what I'm hearing, my personal experience, only went to the dealership once for service. Everybody was great in the dealership. Subaru of Ann Arbor, shout out to them. So they are very helpful, super friendly. They make you feel welcome. Even like the salespeople when you're in there for service, just people are super friendly, and that's kind of what they do. That's like their corporate vision. Second hand on these cars will be the best bet to get the best value, but be careful because these cars are cheap enough to where people that could barely afford to get into them, they're going to go for the most power, the least tasteful mods, the least reliable, the eBay specials that are just poorly made, and they're going to do as much as they can, which is going to leave for an unreliable car. And that's going to be for any car brand. But cheap, attainable cars is going to happen in most, like your Fiesta, Focuses, STs, Civics. You're going to see a lot of power mods that should not be done on a car, but they are done because they're attainable at these price levels. So beware. That's why I had to buy one new. But you can buy one used, but that's just a rule of thumb. Watch out for those types of cars. Pre-purchase inspection, or just, I don't know, you got to do your due diligence, but that's a whole other video, which I actually made one on that as well, on how to buy a used car. So I highly recommend this car. It's not my favorite car. It is not the best car in the class, but it provides a lot. The all-wheel drive, the aftermarket support, which led to a much better shifting experience. The power band is actually somewhat fuel efficient. It's averaging like 22, 23 miles per gallon. It's better than my Integra Type S did overall, and GR Corolla, and even though those had higher horsepower. But it's not going to be the fastest at anything, not the fastest on the track, even though this is a track example. And it sounds like I'm raining down on the car, but I'm just being honest about it. I want y'all to make the best purchase that you can with the knowledge that I'm giving you from my personal experience. And if you disagree, drop a comment, we'll talk about it. And you all can talk about it amongst yourselves too, but I'll be there, I'll join in. So that's all I got to say about that. If you're interested in buying one of these, go check them out because I still recommend them for the value. Like I said, they're not the best at anything, but the best value. That's what they're the best at. So you all remember to drive safe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.